Man, I was thinking the other day about our dogs, our dachshunds that we had whenever we were
Oh,
kids.
our little wiener dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still remember their names.
Otto
Otto and Brownie.
and Brownie.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Otto sitting up there at the end of the table, straight up and down like a circus dog, just waiting, waiting for something. Remember when he did that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, Otto and Brownie.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, man, it's good to have you on Cliff's Notes. One of my best friends, childhood friends. We've known each other since we were basically in diapers.
Yep.
How are things going?
Man, it's busy. We got a long running career here together. Like you said.
Well, now that you've come back after Dad,
true. Yeah.
after Dad made you leave,
Yeah.
and I brought you back into the fold.
Yeah.
Background story on that was he was like, "Go get another job," right?
He said, "Go to school."
Yeah,
Yeah.
because not because you weren't working.
No,
but
I asked him
yeah.
for a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "No, go to school."
He's like, "Yeah, no, if you want more money, go to school and get it."
But it paid off.
Yeah.
It come back full circle.
Yeah.
It's man, it's been a wild ride. Just coming back in off of a UPS truck, not knowing anything. I mean, obviously, I've done some selling my whole life. Even when I was at UPS, I was constantly selling something. Still do.
Yeah.
But coming in and kind of learning how to sell. I've had good teachers and I've had bad ones, but I've taken all that together and made it work, you know. But it's been interesting seeing how everybody works and how you connect all the dots that are trying to make all the dots connect, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, we've been doing this forever, and I mean, there's probably not many jobs within the Tungco group that we haven't touched in some way, shape, or form. I mean, from just grunt work, from shoveling gravel when we were kids, and
You're right.
whatever this person or that person told us to do, taking the less favorable
work
trash out
Yeah.
at Tungco and Hansen, and all the way through production. And like you said, you're in sales now, so the role that you're in now, just kind of unpack that a little bit. Like, what is your focus?
Well, now that we have a thermal spray guy on board, just seeing what our capabilities are there to widen the range of what we were doing, because I feel like we lacked a little bit of experience there, but we bring somebody to the team that's got quite a bit of experience, and then hopefully I enjoy, obviously that's what I enjoy. I enjoy sales. I mean, like you said, we were doing things at Tungco work that we didn't even know what it is, but we understand it today.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that kind of, I see now.
Right.
But we're not getting any younger by any means. Our kids are getting older, so I'm trying to look ahead. I don't necessarily always look ahead, but I'm trying to think of, like, okay, how do we strategize? How do we bring new generation in? How do we build a team?
Yeah.
Because when we were little, the team was very small.
Yeah.
And we're still, I mean, we're a lot bigger than we were, but we're still, what I see, nowhere big as what we will be one day.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, at one point in time, like when we referred to the Tungco group and we talked about sales, it was really, related to like mining scrap,
Right.
And really a fairly niche industry. And I mean, tungsten in of itself is niche compared to a lot of the other alloys that are out there. But what you're running now, as far as leading the sales, is more of a true finished product. So it's the grit, the thermal spray, all of that.
And I think, I thought coming into sales, just because I thought I could sell, I thought, well, yeah, I got this. But after several years had passed, I understand myself. They're like, okay, yeah, I need to learn a lot more than I thought. So now that I've been doing the lead sales now, but I've been in presidential role, been in a couple different roles, but being understand different things that not just sales, like what's the finance side, what's the terms, what's, how can we improve that kind of stuff. So I've, been able to learn to where, just reduce cost and things like that. So that tying into sales, I think, is a big key for me to be successful in the future, being, having those things being taught to me.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like when you were in the president role, that role, not only did you have to kind of keep an eye on sales, but you owned the P&L a little bit.
Yeah, I was doing the P&L, the purchasing.
Yeah.
The plant manager checking in with me and making just daily stuff.
Yeah. So that kept you spread
pretty thin.
pretty thin. Yeah. And then when we were after we acquired Lineage and that business started growing, Cuda Grit side, which you've been involved with for a long time now, has continued to grow. I mean, the sales of that whole division is like full time right now. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's pulling at you from all areas, right?
Yeah, it is. And it makes me think about, because I hear other companies and other, we've been pretty lean on sales, just because of the sales that we had, we could obtain what the service that needed to be done from a customer service side. But, look at, what I kind of had envisioned was if we bring someone into to sales that's younger, we're trying to train them. Maybe they kind of do like internal sales, or maybe they didn't do a sales order under $50,000 and they just handled all that, or something, something like that. That maybe it was before my time, but just kind of pitching ideas,
Yeah. No, I mean, I think from my experience, what we would always do is somewhat you climb the ladder from within,
right?
And you might even put somebody in a position, not that they're not qualified for it, but it might not even be their strength,
right?
But it's because you're like, hey, they're awesome in this area over here, so let's put them over there. And we didn't always set them up for success,
right?
Maybe they could do it. Maybe we didn't give them the tools to actually be successful. So I think maybe now, would you give us a better score on are we doing better at that?
I think we've stepped back and punted,
Yeah.
And so now we got the ball again.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like since I've been in charge, I feel like I've almost had a few iterations of that.
Yeah.
You feel like you're about to score a touchdown, and then you get pushed back to the end zone. You're like, well, we got to punt this one. Not really going to score like I thought I was.
Yeah.
And some of that, I think, is just the evolution of growing the business. We're not necessarily inheriting something that is fully established. It's
right.
Even though the business has been open for almost 60 years now, which is hard to believe, we're still, when we're taking on these new tasks, it feels a little bit startup-y.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's not, but it kind of feels that way.
Yeah, I think one thing that probably helped me for the was coming on to Kuda Tools, because it was a smaller scale operation. It was almost like a mom and pop feel, the business. And so it gave me that, I guess, lean or edging into it to learn and having the time to be able to understand it, work the way I needed to figure it out.
Right. At a pace.
At a pace. There you go. Yeah.
You mentioned just a minute ago that there were some things that might have been a little bit more difficult for you to learn than you thought, or maybe you didn't even realize, hey, I can do sales, but you didn't see this coming. What were some of those uphill climbs for you that you maybe didn't anticipate?
Well, I would say just kind of, so obviously the key point for sales is pricing. So just trying to understand where all the pricing comes from. How do you not leave money on the table? And then just customer service with it, because a lot of times that customer service will make, I mean, if you got, your dad always preached that, sell the service, boys, and you'll get the sale.
Yeah.
So I still stand by that.
Yeah. But especially like in today's market where I don't know if it's fair to say that the price is volatile, but it's definitely meteoric. Like it's going straight into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
So we're experiencing things that nobody, and not just us, nobody in the industry has experienced this. So there's a lot of additional stress and concern and anxiety around what's going to happen with this crazy price. And to your point, it's like, okay, well, how far can I push my margin?
Right.
Some of the conversations we've been having recently that's a concern is what happens if tungsten becomes too expensive?
Right.
I mean, that's
I got into a conversation earlier today, and that was actually something that was information that was given out at a booth to people standing at the booth, that they wasn't for sure where they draw the line. Yeah, and it was a big company,
and it was about tungsten.
Yeah, about putting tungsten grit in it.
Yeah. So when does that become? So I think maybe we'd say it like this: when does the cost outweigh what the performance is? Because it's like I'm not getting that performance.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean the product below that line is there. So that's kind of popped up on a couple pods recently. So I think it's definitely a real concern that we're going to face in the near future.
I've had not too many, but I've had maybe 2 or 3, but they have kind of looked at some different avenues of not necessarily replacing it, but supplementing some of it. They want to keep the current process they're using, but they're wanting to see if something else will work or halfway work or so they're starting to explore.
Well, and a lot of these manufacturers have development programs so if they know that, hey, this is super high cost, they're going to start to play with new stuff on the development side. And I think that's something that from the tungsten industry at large, I think everybody needs to be aware that if you want to stay in the tungsten industry, we do have some responsibility on understanding what if it becomes unaffordable.
I think what I hear from the smaller businesses rather than the corporations is they're like you said, they're anxious, and so they're not sure how long that they can keep doing it. Now the bigger corporations are not obviously have more cash flow and but they're scared. You know? And they're staying in constant contact. I get numerous calls a week just because in this market I quote stuff 3 days at a time, so that 3 days is up, buddy, they're calling back. Where are we at? I'm like, man, if I had a crystal ball it'd be good.
Short window on price quotes right now.
Yeah, that's right, hit me back.
Well, we've talked business a little bit, and we've both got kids. Our kids have been friends kind of like us since they were small. But I think something cool this year that you and your boys got to experience, you guys had a pretty good duck hunting season.
Oh yeah, yeah. We, it's obviously you and Evan do some hunting and enjoy that together. So it, like I said, we're getting older, but it's not just about, of course, I want to kill every duck I can shoot in the face, but it's about spending time with them. And so, I've got to enjoy many early mornings, getting up at 3:00 in the morning, and I've sent you videos, and you're like, there's no way going across Kentucky Lake with snow coming down, 30 mile an hour, 0 degree weather.
Dude, that video you showed me yesterday when we were flying in, I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not. No.
It's but that we do a lot of fishing too, so spring coming up, we'll be fishing here pretty soon, and they've got me into stuff that I haven't that I've never done. They got me into bow fishing, shooting with the bows, and so that was pretty. We went fishing one morning and it got slow, and Connor's like, well, let's go shoot some, and we did, and filled up a couple 55-gallon trash cans full of them, and I was laughing because we come back home and Connor had tilled up a food plot for deer. And he took those trash cans and went over and dumped them out and grinded them all up with the tiller.
Yeah, I mean, it's great fertilizer,
and
right?
You could see exactly where each fish was because it was so green.
Yeah. That now, so this is obviously we're kind of way off track.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
Well, I don't know if there is a track, but so is that the Asian carp?
Yeah.
That's down and correct. I mean, don't they when they're catching them in large like that, is that what they're using them for? Is fertilizer, or are they doing something else?
I think
with
they
them?
make dog and cat food out of
Okay.
them. Is what they grind them out, or I don't know exactly what they do with them. But they buy 10, 12, or they'll catch 10 or 12,000 pounds a day.
That's the ones that you see on YouTube videos where
Yes.
somebody's heading down the river, and you just see these fish start jumping out, and they'll jump in the boat
Or hit somebody on an inner tube.
hit somebody on an inner tube.
Yeah. They actually have a shotgun season in Illinois, so you can shoot them out of the air with shotguns out of the back of your John boat. Yeah.
That would be
jumping
fun.
over. Yeah,
We might have to try that.
yeah.
That sounds almost like when you and Sizemore went and hunted the hogs.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the helicopter.
Yeah. Oh
with,
man, that was a time too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty wild. They shot we shot them at AR-15s, but what was really cool about it was the day before we got there, the guys from Amazon had flown in and shot them with 50 cows out of a Blackhawk. Yeah.
Oh my God. That would incinerate a hog.
Yeah, there was like 6 of them. He was like, they shot all day long. Those 50 cows. I was like, dang, I hate to see that, Bill.
I can see Bezos in his new ripped self up there, kind of looking like Putin.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. I can give you one version, and then you'll have to get Ryan's version.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we know that they're going to be somewhat different. I haven't got any belt buckle pictures today, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah. So, I mean, with our crew, if you don't like hunting, fishing, just generally having a good time, you're probably not going to enjoy being around us.
Yeah, I guess you could say we're truly from Kentucky. It's in our roots.
Well, man, I want to say, Cliff's Notes, we talk about a little bit of work, talk a little bit of personal, but one thing I like to do for those of us that we've worked together forever is just take it second and appreciate.
Oh, appreciate
that. The relationship is one thing, but I mean, everybody that's had a work relationship realizes that's not always easy.
No.
And then you put childhood relationships on top of that. There's always some crazy dynamics going on there. So I just want to say how much I appreciate the work that you've done for our family business, the work that you continue to do. You are definitely represent a champion within our culture.
I appreciate it.
And you've seen it through where we were out at the farm, basically, and where we're at today. And it's nice to still have those friends who remember what it used to be like, not just what people see on the outside today.
Right.
That means a lot to me. So I just wanted to say how much I appreciate your friendship and everything that you do for the business. You're doing a fantastic job, and hopefully we've got many years to do this in the future. Fishing trips, hunting trips. Yeah. And it sounds like maybe we're going to go to Illinois and shoot some Asian carp out the back of a John boat.
I'll go tell Evan here in a minute.
All right, let's go. All right, buddy. Well, I love you. Thanks for sitting down with me on an episode of Cliff's Notes, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Love you, man.
Cliff's Notes, Cliff's Notes, Cliff's Notes.